Nation, Sanmunan Bafetu, welcome back to Football Transit Me, OQP. Now, there's been talks and there's information going about this. Was yesterday's show, and I would love us to start here on this video.
That when Kaizer Chiefs want a player, that player becomes the most expensive player, and it's a story that we know of because we've heard that for a very long time. And I said, that's probably was true for a very long time. And I truly believe that there was a time when that was true, but I don't think it is anymore since, the Sundowns and Pirates have come in with such big monies for players. But over and above that, I think the backlash was then, but Mazola had a sit down with Lance Davis, right? And Lance said, and that conversation, mind you, started here. Lance said, Appollis, yeah. And I think there's a misunderstanding as to what Lance said about Appollis and Chiefs trying to acquire Appollis. I don't want to say it when he spoke to me, Mazola, but the trending clip is when he spoke to you. And I think it's been misconstrued to say Chiefs tried to and they wanted to pay so much money, but Polokwane charged more, wanted more because it's Chiefs. Please just clarify what Lance said, not even what he meant, what he said on that.
Oh, regarding Aussie potential.
Regarding Aussie and Chiefs, yes.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, and I think we had two conversations with Lance on my podcast, and then even earlier in the studio as well, where he was explaining that Chiefs made an attempt. Yes, the offer might not have been the evaluation of Polokwane City, for instance, but nobody could get hold of the chairman of Polokwane City. I think, is that the conversation that you are referring to, or something else that Lance said?
No, that's it exactly. Chiefs never got to a point where they were having conversations about the player. They
couldn't get hold of the boss.
They couldn't get hold
of the man who can make the deal happen. Therefore, Chiefs never even had a chance.
They never had a chance. They never put a number forward. They never had a chance. And what Lance was saying is sometimes he even said he's doing a study at the moment for his coaching badges. It's not just about or sporting director badges. I think it said it's not just about money. You must have good relationships. Right. And in that instance, Chiefs didn't have the good relationships in that particular interest. That's what he was saying. So. That story falls out the window.
Pirates had a relationship with Ndate Johnny Mohaladi at Polokwane City and were able to get the deal done, which Kaizer Chiefs were unable to do. That's the bottom line. But as I was saying, Andy, I wanted to dispel those rumors because it really is destabilizing for the player, because the player can also go to a Rob Bernardi at Stellenbosch and claim that Stellenbosch is refusing to sell him to Kaizer Chiefs because of rumors that are being peddled about. While I know that there is interest from Kaizer Chiefs, as I said, any team in the Betway Premiership would be interested in a player of that caliber.
That when Kaizer Chiefs wanted...
Let's get to this. Apparently, they were speaking about Langelihle Pili. Langelihle Pili plays for Stellenbosch. I believe he's a midfielder. One thing that is interesting is, as much as, people have been talking, especially online, there's been a lot of talks, even lately, because you can see certain clubs are doing signings. You look at clubs like Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, you look at your Stellenbosch, even Stellenbosch is making signings. Amazulu, Richards Bay, Devon City is also looking to sign new players. You understand, you look at everything that is happening and then you understand, okay, definitely, this is probably why most fans, bakwatile and the debate how it has started in terms of OT. Kaizer Chiefs is failing to sign players and players that are available. But then now there is a shift, or there is a blame, because a lot of people are saying, okay, since Kaizer Chiefs is failing to sign players, is it because they don't have a good working relationship with other clubs, or is it because vele ama prices ayanyuka every time? You understand? And a lot of us have been debating this, we have been talking about it, but for me, I will just try to make certain things very clear in terms of what I know, what QP knows when it comes to player acquisitions and everything else. Okay, all I can say is, first of all, I do believe that Kaizer Chiefs themselves, first of all, they do not have a very good relationship with other PSL teams. Now, the reason for that, honestly speaking, I do not know or why, but I can say we do not have a very good working relationship. I don't know if it is us who messes things up or it's other clubs that tend to mess things up. But honestly, this is one of the reasons why. I'm not going to say it is the main reason, but it's one of the reasons why I feel like we miss out on a lot of players. For example, Oswin Appollis Bafetu, he's a player who straight up himself said, I want to go and play for a team like Kaizer Chiefs. I want to go to Kaizer Chiefs. You understand? He wanted to come to us. You understand? But then the problem was, first of all, relationship-wise, we do not have a very good relationship with the chairman of Polokwane City. Number two, from what I know and what I have gathered, the fact that the chairman obviously wanted Appollis to play for only Orlando Pirates. He did not want him to go overseas. He did not want him to go anywhere. But there was information that I received which definitely he wants the boy to go to Orlando Pirates. Now, the reason why he wanted that, I honestly do not know, because there was Tunisia who came in, there was Sundowns who came in, and also us, we tried to do an offer. Even though this story right now, it's not totally accurate, because they're saying Kaizer Chiefs do not have a chance to offer something to the club, which that is a lie. Kaizer Chiefs did make an offer. Remembering very well, the chairman, when Chiefs made the offer, the chairman decided, you know what, in order for us to conclude everything, because obviously you can talk about, oh, it's okay, I'm going to sign a player, and then, okay, this player I'm going to sign for this much, I want this much, and then you come to a conclusion. That's when you can say, okay, it's fine, now we can take the player and sign, and everything will be done. But then when the time came for that, and also another thing, yes, it was my installment, it is true, apparently Kaizer Chiefs did not want to pay the full amount, so probably now in somewhere, somehow they had doubts about bringing Oswin Appollis into the club, you understand? But other than that, Sundowns were willing. Sundowns, honestly speaking, they were willing to pay the full amount for Oswin Appollis. Unfortunately, John, I think it's John, I'm not sure, Bongo, did not want the player to go anywhere else except for Orlando Pirates. And that is what is currently happening. He's at Orlando Pirates, he's doing very well, he's shining and all of that. But other than that, I don't understand why Manje Tiwa, the offer never came from Kaizer Chiefs. That is not true. The offer did come. We've wanted this player for the longest time, honestly speaking. Same as Ufaos Basadin is another player that we should have signed. But then with that one, it's a story of another team. I'm not going to go into it. And then we look at Ulanga Lehle Pili. So with everything that was happening, because apparently they were speaking about Ulanga Lehle Pili, there is the fact that the clubs that are interested, and I did mention to you guys, Uti, Stellenbosch are not looking to sell the player. It's obviously up to him to decide Uti and Yafungamba or not. But also, if he decides he wants to leave, the club also need to agree. If the club does not agree, that means whichever team that comes to Stellenbosch, they need to at least make or meet the evaluation of the player according to the club, which in this case is Stellenbosch FC. If they do not meet that, then definitely you're not going to be able to take the player, because first of all, Langlihle Pile is an incredible player. He's very young, and I do understand why clubs are interested in signing him. You understand? So that is something that you have to keep in mind when it comes to situations like this. So I don't know what is currently happening with us, at least trying to get to Langlihle Pile, but one thing I do know is we tend to do things slowly, differently from other clubs, and I do feel like it is a problem, because remember, last year, I believe last year or this year early, we talked about the transfer room. What you know, Kaizer Chiefs has now joined the transfer room, and we're going to be able to sign players a lot quicker, and we're going to be able to conclude deals before even the transfer window gets there. But nothing so far, nothing is showing that things have changed when it comes to our club. We are letting go of players. I don't know if Kaizer Chiefs will be able to sign any new players, but that is all. And also, let me go back to Indaba Appollis because I'm very confused. This is the
Lance,
late
let's chat
the
Ozzy now.
the agent
Why did he
and
not
them
go?
But I
speaking.
knew it's going to go to the wire with Oswin, just because of his situation. He was in high demand from North Africa. And the problem was, I think, if we're all honest, the truth, it was, they came in with the offer. The club owner accepted the offer, and he just went offline.
Okay.
He just
Nobody could get hold of him.
and then unfortunately, the team Esperance found a replacement. And then
Elias. No.
no, it was not Elias. There was another player that wasn't. Elias was anyway going to go anyway.
Okay.
And there was MC Algiers that came in afterwards
Mm.
also. And and then we just also couldn't just find the owner of Polokwane. Struggling to get hold of him. We thought it would be the same price tag. We just couldn't get hold of him, unfortunately. In the last, I would say, 72 hours, Sundowns came in.
Okay.
They had a chat with Johnny, and then he just went offline again.
Even Kaizer Chiefs couldn't find him. Nobody could find him.
Yeah, Kaizer Chiefs was actually, to be honest, Kaizer Chiefs was really, really interested in him from the beginning, from the word
Yes,
go. We were trying to
definitely.
push. And I was just thinking again, Johnny also always wanted, or the club wanted one installment. And I don't
Wanted
think
all the money up front.
all money up front, and I just don't think Chiefs had the capacity to go.
True.
But I think there was a deal to make it. I think Junior was pushing, Evans Bobstake was also pushing hard to make this
Bob
thing
Steak
happen.
is always pushing
But
with it
unfortunately,
to bring
I
players.
don't know how it
to
works
the
there.
club.
Is there a
And it's
price on
something
Oswin?
people are not ready
There was
to
a price.
talk
We came
about.
to agreement with the North African team. It was done.
Oh, so there was an agreement. It was done.
was
The
done.
price was met.
We just couldn't find him afterwards.
Yeah, but that's because you guys wanted to pay in installments.
No, the North African team wanted to pay the once off, and we just couldn't find him afterwards.
Oh, okay. No, I clearly
You know why they
misunderstood.
couldn't find him afterwards is because he has already made up his mind during that time. Umfana Oswin Appollis is going to Orlando Pirates, and I'm thinking him and Dr. Ivan Khoza have a very good working relationship. Something that we currently do not have. I can say, okay, we will talk about this in just a bit. Let's just finish this.
I'm speechless.
So then the local teams, we know Sundowns were interested. We know Chiefs were interested.
Yes.
They couldn't meet the price that the North Africans could.
No, I think Sundowns could meet the price. We could. Sundowns was definitely going to meet the price.
and could probably definitely pay up front.
Yes, I think. But Sundowns
So what happened with that?
Couldn't find. us,
Couldn't
no.
find the chairman.
Okay, fine. I think it's done. Now you understand, obviously, in terms of that. Currently, moving on. Currently, there's been talks about suggestions in terms of signing players. I saw someone somewhere suggest that. I'm not saying, guys, it's official. We are talking to those players. No, I'm saying someone suggested that we sign Osanele Barnes or from Richards Bay, or we go to TS Galaxy and we sign Seluleko Mahlambi, which is the younger brother of Upagaman Mahlambi. I think you do remember that player. He was playing for Bidvest, and then I believe he went to certain clubs, Al Ahly, if I'm not mistaken, and then to Sundowns, and then out, whatever. I don't know where he is currently, but he was a very incredible player. Now, honestly speaking, I do wish from our side we did have someone who was scouting for a bit first, because honestly speaking, that guy was doing an incredible job of it too. Yes, I do understand it was a school team, but if you look at the talent, the quality that was there in the squad, like the way it was very balanced. It's like the guy knew, okay, this is what I need to do, and they were doing it very well. A lot of the players that were playing there ended up guma big teams and all those other things. I think Dean Hoto, if I'm not mistaken, we have your Brendan Peterson, we have other players, which obviously I'm not gonna go back to and mention. Even Okwinika, I do believe he was there or something. I'm not sure, but right now, looking at things and looking at everything, first of all, I will start with Dusanele Barnes. There is a I'm not going to say interest from Kaizer Chiefs, but since we've missed out on other players, because honestly speaking, I do understand why this guy is saying we need to at least try and get Seluleko or Mahlambi Seluleko from ETS Galaxy. Now, we do have a good relationship with Tim Sugazi. Tim Sugazi doesn't mind selling us players. That is one thing I do know. But here, I'm very skeptical with Mahlambi because he's a very young player. He's very promising. He's talented. And it's going to be difficult for us to be able to get the player. I don't think Tim Sugazi would be willing to sell his player. And remember, they are coming from a transfer ban or something. So it makes the whole matter or the whole situation a bit more complicated. But other than that, I do trust him that he can find a good replacement for this young player because he's very good when it comes to doing that. So, Seluleko, first of all, 27 games, 5 goals, 1 assist. 6-goal contribution. He's a right winger, not definitely a left winger. I don't think he plays ngapha nangapha, but it is possible he does play ngapha nangapha. The player that I do know that plays a left winger is originally a left winger is Mahlambi. Mahlambi played 37 games. He managed to score 6 goals. He made 6 assists, and that's a total of about 12 goal contributions. For me, I do feel like Umchita is a perfect candidate for a wing lay too, especially the left wing side, because currently, honestly speaking, we are lacking in that department. Now, another thing that we need to keep in mind when it comes to Seluleko, this player is very young. He's just 21 years of age currently. So I think I do get why it would be difficult for Tim Sugazi to let go of such a young, incredible player. And other than that, or despite that, he's just doing exceptionally well, So it will be hard for the club to say we are letting go of this player. Same as Ulanga Lekhlepile, because Stellenbosch are not willing to sell that player. You only have to come up with something serious. So it would be painful to see that Kaizer just miss out on those signings, and then another club comes in and then they sign that player. And then you ask yourself, is it because of the relationship, or is it because Kaizer Chiefs Nabo somewhere, somehow, they fall short when it comes to negotiations? I don't know. You will be judge of that. For me, I just wanted to give you guys those news, and then you will decide what you guys think. Let me just quickly jump to a few comments. Please don't forget to like the video. Sizo wrap up this video because it's now longer than I expected. So, jumping to your comments, I will be quick, guys, as quick as I possibly can. Ola QP, sponga lapo. Ashley, QP, set up a notification before going live. That is a bit of a process, but I will try to next time. Undebele, Sesh Ndebele. Yeah, I understand what you are saying, but we as Kaizer Chiefs team don't want to sell players. Us, that's why we talk to the players to have them in our team. All 15 teams don't want Kaizer Chiefs. That is not true. That is not true. There are clubs that are interested in doing business with us, but we fumble. Most of the time we fumble from our end. It's not the team's fault that we decide to do things a bit differently. If you are looking for a player and that player, the team says we are looking to at least get 5 million from this player, and then when you say, I'm going to pay 4.5, then come on. Even though the player is interested in you, or the club is interested in selling to you, once you do that, and then you hear the club says, okay, we can't accept that offer, please make it exactly 5 million, and then you decide to go behind their back and talk to the player, that is a problem. You understand? That is a problem. You are destroying the relationship that you would potentially have in the future once you start doing that. So I hope we understand each other when it comes to that one. And then Bongani, Ola QP, I'm kind of worried about Kaizer Chiefs. They are doing things in slow pace. Example, even the signing of the new coach took time. Was really worrying to tell you where are we with the new signings. Definitely, I do agree with you, Lapo Bongani. For a team that is constantly saying they want to compete, we are doing things in a chilled pace. It's like we don't even care. We just want to do what we feel is right, and we are hoping for magic. So chances are Fernando de Cruz might not finish the season, or he might not be back for the second season. that's a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it is a possibility. Let's not rule it out. And then Darlington Yati Hola QP, I don't think they don't have a good relationship. In the history of PSL Chiefs, how many teams sell players to Chiefs except when they are free? Reality must be said. It's because they're doing things which is a problem. You know, back then, even Abu Bobby, they used to tell us, I would go and speak with the parents club and stuff like that so that we can be able to get the player. Come on, I do understand you need to establish a relationship, but then if you fail to meet the basics of the club, or the club that is willing to give you the player, and then you go behind the backs of that club, then definitely you are ruling any chances of signing any new players. And one thing that is funny is the fact that Tina, as Kaizer Chiefs, we have managed to sell a lot of players. We even sold players to Mamelodi Sundowns. What's so different from us acquiring players from Sundowns and then getting them? So those are people who will tell me it's a competition, wara. But honestly speaking, that is not entirely true. Yes, there is some truth to it, but it's not entirely true. There's certain things that our club is doing, which I'm not going to mention. I think Kaizer Chiefs is waiting for the 1st of July to sign all of the PSL free agents. That is true. That's how they do things, and it won't change. The management cannot negotiate properly with the teams. Thank you. We begin Nandi. Smengaye. We begin Nandi. I mean, 8 million plus Dupree's will be enough for Stellenbosch to release. Exactly, and Stellenbosch did show interest which they want to Dupree's back, so nothing would stop them from making this deal. Definitely they wouldn't even mind, to say, okay, give us Leo Maleo, no Dupree's, and then we'll give you this player. Ganjalanje, it's gonna be a swap deal, but it's not gonna happen. Why? Your club. Anyways, guys, please don't forget to like the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope things on Bona later on with something new, possibly. But for now, good day to you guys.